Welcome once again, guys. Hope you had a nice day. This is Smartphone Max, and in this video, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to use Pixellab. Now, Pixellab is an app that I use to create all these flyers you can see on the screen. Okay, Pixellab allows you to point your creativity. It's a wonderful app and it's an offline app that allows you to create amazing flyers and amazing designs and logos. Okay, in this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to use these different icons you can see on the screen. Now, this video is just a part one because there are many things to be taught. Okay, so after watching this video, make sure you click on the next video to watch the part two of this video. And let's get right now into the video. This is when you open your Pixellab app. This is the format it's gonna be in. It's in a landscape version. Actually, I had to keep it in a landscape version. If you make it a portrait, you're still gonna see all these tabs there. Now, I'm gonna be looking in this part one. We're gonna be looking at the tabs on the top of the screen. All the tabs here, top of the screen from the left to the right. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at how to use, and then in the next video, we're gonna be looking at the ones down here on this side of the screen, the right of the screen. Okay, now let's get into the video. The first icon here is this pencil tool. This pencil tool helps you to do many things. Now, the first thing on the list is this pencil itself. It's similar to a pencil you can see on your right. It's for editing. Now you can see that when you open the Pixellab, there is this thing called new text. Now when you click on this pencil tool, it takes you to where you can edit this text. You can wipe this new text and you can add your own text. Here you click done and you can add your own text. Okay, so that means from this pencil tool you can edit your text. Okay, now the next tool beside it is called, this one is copy. Okay, clicking on this copy tool, you can duplicate what you have typed or written. Okay, you can do it multiple times. Okay, you can do it multiple times. There's no limit to what you can do now, but I want you to know now that before you can be able to use, now you find that when we untapped from this text, those things disappeared. Okay, now that to show you that before you're able to use them, you must tap on it. Now, one of the secrets that will be able to expose you, these are mistakes people make when they are learning. Okay, anything you want to edit, make sure you tap on it. If you want to edit a text, make sure you tap on the text. That's when you will see the features and the buttons that will help you to edit them. If you want to edit an object, because we have different, now to be sincere in graphic design, you know that is when you combine text and objects, you create designs. Okay, so the objects will be importing, the text you'll be writing. For you to edit them, you have to make sure you click on them. Okay, now let's get back to this tool. Now we have seen the duplicating or the copy tool. Now this one is for size. You can see your size by the side. Okay, you can increase and decrease. Okay, and whatever you had done, this plus R2 beside it, you can also use it to adjust it. Okay, now whenever you are done, don't just click on any of these. You have to click on the good icon. Clicking on the bad actually makes everything you have done to not to show. Okay, like it's kind of, but clicking on good makes what you have done to stand. Okay, so that's just it. Now you go back to there. Now the next tool beside it is rotate. This tool here is rotate. Now you can rotate in angles, different angles around. Okay, you can rotate anyhow you want. Then clicking on the good, it will be like that. Clicking on the X or bad, it will return back to what it was. Now if you want to undo what you have done, you can also click on this back tool here. It goes back to normal. Okay, it goes back to normal. So the next tool we can see here is this position tool. Now this position tool is one that is very important. There are two different positions. We have, this one is relative position. Okay, in the next video I will show you where we have normal position. Okay, but this one is also wonderful. This one is relative in the sense that you're trying to place two things side by side, or trying to compare where I'm placing these to where I've placed other ones. Now this one takes you to the extreme, this one takes you to the top, this one takes you to this one. Now one of the things I found this thing so useful, assuming I want to drag something to the extreme, instead of me to keep dragging it, I can just use this tool. Another thing I also found it useful is that I can use it to place things in the center. Now this one you can see here now helps you to place it in the vertical center, okay, and this one you see here helps you place it in the horizontal center. So combining these two centers, you find that you've actually placed your design, like what you've actually placed your text or your object in the perfect center. And sometimes you would like to achieve that, and this is one of the tools that will aid you to achieve that. Okay, now let's go back to the keyboard. The next thing you can see here is color. This color now, this is to give color to your text. Okay, now there are different colors by default here. And you can also customize your colors. You can choose different colors from this color wheel. Okay, now there are also some tools up here. I'll be explaining this perfectly well in the next video. There's some tools up here. This one is pick tool. This one is for writing. You can actually get to know colors and edit them. Okay, so now we also have gradients is when you combine more than one color. Okay, like this is more than one color. Okay, so these are more than one colors. So gradient is when you combine more than one color. Okay, now it's your design. Now to this one down here, now the reason why everything here is changing color is because this blue thing spans across everything. If I should just take this blue thing to only armor, okay, find that everything I do will only but change armor. Okay, it's only change the armor there. Okay, that's because it's only on armor. Okay, but if I should drag it to the entire stuff, then it will affect everything. Okay, so that's for color. Now the next thing we'll be seeing here is these two buttons down here. I'm gonna use it to show you. This one means to front. One of them means to front, the other one means to back. That means you want to bring maybe something is called maybe you have brought in different objects onto your Pixellab and it's now blocking this text you already have, so you want to bring it to the front. You can actually click on it gets to the front, or you want to take it to the back, it gets to the back. Okay, now the next icon we're going to be going to is this delete to. Definitely we know what it means. When you click on it, you delete the object. Okay, now clicking on it, it goes. They will ask you delete the object. When you click on OK, it goes back. Now clicking on this back arrow, you get back to what you were before. Okay, so the more you keep clicking on the back arrow, it keeps taking you back to where you have always been, where you have been before, maybe 10 minutes ago. So maybe if you made a mistake and you think that you cannot just correct it, maybe you need to go back. That means the back arrow tool will help you to go as far back as you want. Okay, then the next tool we can see here is the zoom to. Now before you're able to zoom, you must click on it and this must come out. Now the lowest is 100, that's the default, and the highest, the maximum, is 500. Okay, now you can use this zoom to for example, you're editing small things and you need to see them well, so you know how to adjust them well so you don't make mistakes. You can actually zoom them. Okay, but just know that when you have zoomed it, you cannot edit until you untap the button you have tapped. Okay, that's only when you can do anything, but so long as the button is still tapped, you cannot do anything much, and when you are done, you can still adjust it back. Okay, that's for that. Okay, now the next one here is this grid line. Now this grid line here has many features. Now these two buttons down here, clicking on this one helps you to add layers, add rows and add columns. Okay, you can also click on this back arrow to return back. Okay, return back to what you were before. Now clicking on this one like you helps you to, okay, let me untap this one like you helps you to, like, it's like kind of the lines kind of magnets to them and helping you to align something. For example, this one has made us to align this thing now in the perfect middle. Okay, now it's on this line. Okay, so is a very handy tool. It's a very good one that you can find your way around them. Now also it's very useful in logo creation. When you are trying to create lines, you can use them to create lines, you can use them to create circles, you can use them to create perfect things. Okay, now let me just show you one of the things you can do with them, but that will be using Pixel 2. Okay, now using this grid line, there's a tool called Pixel 2. I'll be explaining it well in the other video. Now I want to create a straight line. I can just drag this endpoint. Okay, drag this endpoint, it magnets. I'll drag this other one, it magnets. Then I'll adjust this, it sticks. I'll adjust this, it sticks. And with this, I've created a straight line. Okay, so the grid line is very nice. It's a very nice tool you would like to explore. Okay, now the next tool we're looking at is this other one behind it. Okay, or adjacent to it. That's the layer. This one is called layer. Now, whatever everything you bring in your Pixellab, you will see them here. You see them here arranged according to how you brought them in. The lowest will be the first one you brought, then the last, the one on the top will be the most recent. Okay, so if I bring in more text here or more objects, you keep seeing them lining up here. Okay, now before this video will end, I'll also refer back to this place and we'll see how it's neatly arranged. Okay, now the next two here is this plus two, and this plus two is a very wonderful one. Okay, it contains most things that will help you to edit. Okay, clicking on this plus two, you still see text. Okay, you still see text. Now text also, you click on new text, and now clicking on new text, clicking on this text brings this new text, and for you to edit it, you still have to go back to this pencil tool on this one to edit it. Okay, so they work hand in hand. Okay, they work hand in hand. Now the next two on that plus two is current date. When you click on this current date, it brings out today's date for you. Okay, so in case you're designing and you want to know the date of today, you can click it and it brings out today's date for you. Okay, but I don't normally use it. Okay, I don't normally use it. Now the next thing you can see here is sticker. There are different stickers. You can see them here. There are different stickers. So if anyone catches your fancy, you can be able to use them. If anyone trees, you can be able to use them. Okay, but I don't normally use them. Alright, so now another thing here also is shapes. Now shapes, we have different shapes in Pixellab. You can find a way around. Clicking on shapes, it takes you to things like this. Now these are different ways you can use to edit this shape. Now clicking on this place, you get to find other shapes like circle, triangle, star, heart, diamond, octagon, and the likes. Okay, now this radius only appears for a rectangle when you have a rectangle. Okay, now for other shapes, it doesn't appear. Okay, now clicking on this, adjusting this radius, you see how the rectangle is, the edges are being curved. That's what this radius does. Okay, I've used this thing many times to achieve some things in design. Okay, so it's a very nice one. Okay, now the next thing is opacity. Okay, you want it to be opaque or transparent. Okay, now this few colors, you want to color the shape you chose. Okay, you want to color the shape you choose. Now we are met with this gradient again. Now this gradient, if you want to combine colors, two different colors, okay, you can also do them here. Okay, now the next two here we can see stroke. Stroke is when you want to give the shape and outline. Okay, outline. And another thing is that you can also decrease or increase the opacity of the outline so as much as you want, and you can also color the outline. Okay, so there are many things here you can actually do. Okay, now this blur reduce, you can also give a blur to the outline you have created. Okay, so if you find any of them useful, you can use them in your designs. Okay, you can use them in your design. And one thing I would like to show you now is when you clicked on this good icon and this thing sets. Now, okay, let's go back here and just add something. Now, when you try to adjust this outside that place you edited, you found out that the edges is no longer as smooth as it was when you created. So that's to show you cannot edit much outside this space. So you have to go back. That is only when you do it from here will it be very nice. Okay, so that's it for shapes. So there are many ways you can manipulate through shapes. Okay, but in our current designs, when we start using our shapes for designs, that's when you see much of them. Okay, now let's return back to this. Let's turn it back to white. Let's fill it up to white and remove the stroke. Okay. Alright. Okay, now based on what I was saying about this stuff, now you can see that this amazing is behind this rectangle. Now clicking on this layer, you can find all the things on our screen. You can see them outlined here. The shape was the last thing I brought, and that's the first thing you can see here. Amazing was the first thing I brought, and that's the last thing you can see here. Now, if I want this amazing to come in front of these two, okay, one of the ways I can do it is to use these dotted lines at the edge. When I drag it up, it moves up. Okay, when I drag it down, it moves back. Okay, so I can use these dotted lines to move objects anywhere I want to move them. Okay, so now this amazing is now in front of here. Okay, now let's continue with what we do. So in this +2, that's for it, that's for shapes. Then from gallery, now I want to explain some things about gallery, because we're going to be getting to some icons. That there are many ways you can get things from gallery, but one of the things you need to understand is that through some ways, whatever you bring in from your gallery, it becomes your background automatically. While through some ways, it becomes a picture, an object you can edit. Okay, but when it becomes your background, the editings you can make to them are few. Okay, because it's already your background, like it's automatic. But when you now, this from gallery is one of the ways you can bring in a picture from your gallery, and it becomes an image, an object you can edit. Okay, now going from here now to take us to our gallery. Now let's get an image. Okay, now you see, we're getting this image from our gallery. Now we can easily edit. There are different editing options for us here. Okay, so this is it. Now I can, from this layer again, I can drag this object to go behind this lady. Okay, can position it. Okay, now also in this layer too, there are things I would like to explain here. Now you find that I can easily move around these objects, and there's tendencies that when I'm making a design and after setting everything the way I want it to be, maybe in trying to create another thing, my hand might mistakenly touch the one I've set and it gets displaced. That's why we have a lock tool here. Clicking on this padlock, one was like look at a padlock. If I'm not be able to, I can't move this thing again. I'm not able to move it again because I've locked it. So when I also lock the others, that's the same way it is. Okay, so it's very useful. It's very useful. So when I'm sure I've set something the way it ought to be, then I lock it. Okay, now there's also a hide to this one that looks like an eye. Okay, if you don't want this thing to be seen but it is still gonna be on your pixel, you can hide it. Okay, you can hide it. You can hide it when you want it to be seen. And there's a delete, and also there's this one with pencil. Clicking on it, you also see some options: the copy, the position, the relative position, the rotate, okay, and other things here. Okay, so that's for this. Okay, now let's get back to the plus icon. The last thing we're gonna see from this plus icon is the draw. Now this draw too is a very nice one. Okay, the draw is a very nice one. You can use it to create to do some sketches. Do some sketches the way you want. Okay, now clicking on this back arrow, it takes you back to maybe if you did one and you did another one, maybe you did 3 consecutive. Clicking on the back 2 takes you to the second one you did. Clicking on the back 2 again takes you to the first one you did. Okay, but if you have done everything, clicking on this circular arrow back returns you back to the normal. Okay, it returns back to the normal. Okay, why using this? Maybe after creating something, using this eraser helps you to clean out some parts, not just entirely everything. Okay, that's just it. Now I'm going to be explaining some things here. The pen size, you can choose to increase the pen size and it will get bigger. Okay, let's choose a color. Let's go back there again. Okay, now we can set to choose a color, and this is it. Now if we increase the pen to, you can see the difference. Okay, now this smoothness actually does not really work because it's still the same thing as the other one. It does not really work. Okay, but there's also something like this. Okay, now this fill inside is something like you want to create maybe something like a shape, and it will fill it with color. When you activate it and you draw something like this, it fills it up for you. Okay, so it's very nice. It's very, you can just create something like this and it fills it up for you. Okay, now we can, when we click on good, this one we can place it over here. Okay, and still continue our design, so we can still go back to there. Okay, now this dash line, when we activate it, everything we try to draw comes out in dashes. Okay, comes out dashes. Okay, it comes out dashes. Now the next one is neon effects. Neon effects, when we click on it and draw anything, it has a kind of effect around it. Okay, that's just it. And the blur radius is also a blur around what you have created. Okay, so this is very nice, and this is a very wonderful tool. Now the next thing we're going to look at here, the video is already getting long, so I'll be ending this one very soon. The next thing we're going to look at here is this next two. This is for saving. Now we have two options: save as project and save as image. Now what is project? Project are works you have done. Maybe it might be finished, it might be incomplete, okay, but you save them so that next time you can come back to it. You might have a situation whereby after doing a work for a client or for yourself, maybe you might need to edit it. Maybe there were some mistakes or you would like to correct, and you still need to come back. Now I'm going to show you where I've done most of my projects. Now this icon over here, these are my project, these are different works I've done on this smartphone. There's different works I've done. Okay, so I can easily click on any of them and I will get right back into the design in particular, and I can edit anything I want to edit. Okay, I will edit it. So it's advisable that you save your work as a project first, then before you can be able to save as image. Now saving as image enables you to save your work if you are done with your work. Okay, now there are many things you can, to adjust. If you're designing a flyer, or then the format, you don't need to touch the format. But if you're designing maybe something you want it to be in PNG, then you can adjust the PNG. Okay, but if not, then you can leave that. Then this default place is for you to get your quality. Now there are different qualities, and the higher the quality, the better. Okay, so clicking on this drop to it, you see default, custom, low, medium, high, very high, ultra. Normally I put mine in ultra to get the best, or very high. Okay, but there's also this part called custom, whereby you get to type in the quality you need. Maybe you can type something higher and you can get what you need. Okay, and so when you're done with this, you can save. Okay, you can save. Then there's a share button also beside it, where you can share to any of these social media: Facebook, Twitter, Google, WhatsApp, Instagram. Okay, so that's this for this. Now this button next to save is also the share button. It's still the same thing. Okay, so we are done with that. Now this one like looks like a quote, is actually Pixellab has some quotes. So there's some quotes that Pixellab has given that you can use for your designs if there need be, and you can get them in English, you can also get them in French. Now also not just motivation, we also have success, friendship. Okay, so sometimes you can just get a quote and play around with them and maybe adjust them and use them for your design. Use them for your design if you need them for your design. Okay, all right, that's it. Then finally on this video, the next two we're going to be looking at is these three dots by your top right. Okay, clicking on these three dots, now you see some things here. Now, like I said before, that there's some places you can get images and they become your background. There are places you can get images and they become an object you can edit. Now this use image from gallery and use image from camera are one of the places you can get images and they become your background. Now from camera, if you snap with your phone camera on this app, whatever image you snap becomes your background automatically. Okay, now use image from gallery, it takes you to your gallery, and whatever image you get in your gallery becomes your background automatically. And this is it. It becomes your background automatically. You didn't even need to tell it to be become that or not. It takes the shape immediately. You get? So that's the thing for there. Now, if you do the same for camera, it still becomes the automatically too. Now for full screen is you can get a full screen on what you're doing. Okay, you can click it back to get back to what you're doing. Alright. Now image size. Now image size is also an important tool here, because different designs comes with different size. If you're designing for Instagram has a size that allows. If you're designing for Twitter also has a size that allows. So clicking on this image size, you see that you have your width and your height. Okay, now clicking on presets, you see different custom square, and click on this custom is that you're the one to type in the size you want. Okay, square, profile picture, YouTube channel banner, these are different sizes. Twitter header size, you see the size. Okay, but if you know the size of what you want, for example an A4 paper, the size of an A4 paper is 210 by 297, so you typing it here, you get the exact size of what you are looking for. Okay, you get access of what you're looking for here. So it's very nice. It's very okay. Now we have tutorials. Clicking on these tutorials will take you to their YouTube channel. And the video is something else. It's not really nice. Okay, so now the remove ad is when you want to purchase the premium version of Pixellab. I'm not really seen it, but this one is really okay. Now recover autosave now is very nice in the sense that you have some of the works, you have some of the things you have done over a period of time, like the things we have done today in this app. Some of them are here. The more we keep doing new ones, the old ones keep living. And one of the advantage of this is that maybe peradventure your phone gets switched off, or you couldn't save your work before you were done, and maybe you left the app. Coming back to the app, you can easily click on the last thing you have on this recover autosave, and it takes you back to where you have been. You get? Okay, so it's really amazing. It's really nice. Okay, so now the OpenPLP file. OpenPLP file is PLP files are like, I can design something with my Pixellab and I can send it across to a friend to edit in his Pixellab too. It's possible. So I can design something and send to someone else, and the person will open it up in his Pixellab and edit it. You can still resend it back like that, and it's only possible through PLP file. Okay, PLP file helps you to save files. So the only thing you just need to do is to click on this icon that looks like a share icon. Once you tap on it, you see a message telling you have saved it as a thumbnail. So what you have to do to send to the person you want to edit it, just go to your file manager, look for the stuff. It will carry the name of your project you saved it as. So look for it over there, and when you look for it over there, you will see it. So when you send it to the person will be able to open it up in his Pixellab. And how to open it up in your Pixellab is, so in case somebody sends to you, you can open it up in your Pixellab by just clicking on this PLP. When you click on this PLP, click on this arrow shooting up. Now you can look for the folder, where the person sent it to you. When you look for the folder, once you open it, once you click on it and you find it, just tap on it. It will ask you to open and add, or just open. Clicking open and add, you're able to edit it, and it also adds to your project. Okay, so it's very nice here. Okay, so clicking on the exit takes you out of the app. Okay, now I'm gonna be stopping here in this video. If you have loved this video so far, I would like you to please subscribe, click on the notification button. Okay, and please don't just stop here. Please follow me to the second video so that you can be able to get a full gist on these other tools down here. It's gonna be very nice and awesome. Okay, see you in the next video.